Top secret. Dot.
Hey, good to see you. Come in, my friend. How are you?
Good. What's going on here?
Well, we have a closed room with secrets, like you've expected it. 2 secrets. One will stay a secret for a bit longer, but there is a car here that I would love to show you. So,
Okay. So we can't see this one today?
We can't see this one
Are you
yet,
sure?
no. I'm very sure. I'm
Okay.
very
All right.
sure.
I'm not even going to look at that one
Take
for
a
now.
guess.
Okay. So
This is the car.
this is the car. Okay.
If you look on the streets, you see the starting line, you see that it's positioned, it's pole position, so this has to be a race car.
Okay,
So without further ado, let me take off the cover here of this BMW M2 Racing.
M2 Racing.
BMW
Okay,
M2 Racing.
So you've teased this car before, because I've seen it in some of the videos, I guess, but we didn't learn much about the car.
We did some teasing, you're absolutely correct. Here we see the car in the Inception livery. So a livery you might have seen during some online races in our other GT4 cars, GT3 cars. The LMDH has a similar livery, but this is our new entry-level car into customer racing.
When you talk about entry-level car, so it is based on the M2 clearly, right?
Correct, yeah.
And is it the same as the M2, or there is a twist?
Good point. There is a twist. It's a different car. So the M2 Racing and the M2 in general, of course, share a lot, but there are differences. First of all, where will they find their place? This one will only be on the racetrack, so will never be on the open streets. But we also did is listen carefully to our customers. We want this to be our entry-level car in terms of costs, like purchasing power, but also during the season. The running costs of the car are, of course, very important. So we wanted to keep that low. And with that, we made some adaptations to the car.
So you said power, so I mean, we have to start with that, because I guess
Power.
everybody's gonna be like, what's the
We
power?
want to
What's
know
going
power.
on? Engine, power,
Yes.
weight also.
313 horsepower, 420 Newton meters. We're using the ZF gearbox through the rear wheels, of course, only. But like I said earlier, we want to take a closer look at the running costs. We want to keep that low during the season. So we're using a lot of series elements of a series car in this vehicle. So for the engine, we're using the B48, the 4-cylinder engine that we know from BMW. You might know it from the street car in the 230i. But with software, we up the power. So 313 horsepower. The ZF gearbox is also the one that we know in the street car. Has proven to be perfect already in daily use, but definitely as well for racing.
So another question for you. So when you say B48, 4-cylinder, everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, what's the sound like? Unfortunately, I don't think we can turn it on, right? Okay, we're in this location we can. Okay, got it.
Secret location.
But am I gonna be disappointed with the sound?
You will definitely not be. No, because we have the GT4 exhaust system on this vehicle, but we've adapted it from 6 to 4 cylinders. But I've heard some video clips of it already, driving it around in the testing facility, and you will definitely not be disappointed with sound.
I think I might have seen it actually last year in Miramar when I was there. So if that's the car, then it sounded pretty good, but I'm not 100% sure. So before we go into the details, when it comes to racing and all that, because a lot of people that buy this car for customer racing, they will want to know tons of details. Let's talk about the design a little bit. Like, how does it draw parallel to the M2, and what's different really like on the car? Maybe some of the highlights.
Sure, of course, some of the highlights. Well, if you look at it, you see the M2. So you see the recognizable grille, you see the shape of the bumpers, you see even the parking sensors that we know from the street car. Of course, they're not working on this car. Like I said, we want to create a cost-effective car, so we're not changing too much on the car if it's unnecessary.
I mean,
what we
even
do
this
see,
part, I mean, clearly that's...
exactly, this car is on a racetrack, close contact driving close up to the car in front of you. So we want to make sure that the cooling package that's on the car, which is based on the S58, so the 6-cylinder engine, is of course well protected. So you notice that here there are some parts on it that we do not see on the series car. The same of course as this, which is always obligated on the racetrack. If you ever need to get pulled out, that is a difference.
Gotcha.
Coming to the hood, it is the hood that we know from the car.
So
but of course, different safety tips on there for it to be opened.
Got it. Okay, maybe let's take a side view, then we can go into the specs.
Sure. Looking on the side, what you see here, well, first of all, this beautiful livery. You see some of the sponsors that we're working with together as well. So we're working with Goodyear for the tires. So here you see them on the full slicks. This is not just our communication car, but also one of 3 development cars. So this car came straight from the racetrack, cleaned it up a little bit and put it here in the room.
So this is not a wrap, that's actually painted, and that's the wrap right there.
This is a wrap. This is
that's the whole
this
wrap.
is the
Okay.
whole wrap.
Oh, it's pretty
Yeah.
nicely done.
So the cars are.
You can really see the edges. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty cool.
So it's a living.
Got it. Sorry, I interrupt you, but wheels,
No problem.
stock wheels.
Wheels are not stock wheels. These are not wheels that you can get on a 2 Series.
Okay.
But what is stock is what you get is the M compound brakes. These are the brake discs, the brake calipers that we know from the BMW M2. We are running motorsport brake pads, just for a bit more endurance, of course, during the driving on the racetrack.
Gotcha. And back window.
Here you notice it already. This one is a normal window. This is, of course, a bit more flexible window with air able to come in.
Aerodynamics.
On the other side, we have the refueling.
Okay.
So you can refuel the tank, and look at that in a second, because there is this big FT3 fuel cell in the middle, of course, dedicated.
We can open up the car in a second too. Let's finish the back, and then we can go back once again, because there is a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Make sure we cover everything. So,
looking at the back, well, first of all, M2 Racing, we see it here. This is the beautiful GT4 exhaust system that we see here on the car. If you would go completely underneath the car, you'll see that it's almost straight through. You can get, of course, some options on the vehicle as well, depending on how you're going to use this car, what kind of cups you will be racing in, how professional you may want it to look. So here you see the air lifting system that is optionally available for the car. Make it easier to reach to certain places, change its tires, etc.
Functional trunk, or?
It is a trunk, but it's not functional as you would use it on the car
Silly
streets.
question, buddy.
But no,
had to go
absolutely had to go there. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Anything in the back that's different than the regular MTs? I guess even the diffuser is kind of the same.
The diffuser is similar.
Okay.
Definitely, it's not a carbon one on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works on the street car, so it will definitely work.
This
as
is
well.
the one from the M Performance parts with the
Correct.
car in the middle, right? So you
Correct.
can get a normal
So this is the M Performance part. Exactly, you could get this on the street car. Also, this car has the carbon fiber roof, but you cannot see that now, of course, with this Inception livery on top of the car.
Cool.
Since we're on this side anyway, here you see the other side with this different material, lightweight window with the entry to the fuel cell.
Gotcha. Let's open the car maybe. Let's take a look. Let's open it up. Clearly, racing car, which is awesome.
Clearly see that this is a race car. Of course, instantly recognizable in the door on this lever. You see the welded cage in here is how you see the Sabelt seat. But you also see is a lot of parts that we do know from the road car. So you see the carbon fiber middle console. You'll see the Alcantara steering wheel that you might have seen in other of our vehicles. And the display, so the curved display in this vehicle as well.
It's kind of cool to see it in a racing car. Huh?
Right? Yeah, so you're in a racing car.
Can they customize the graphics? They're specific to racing, or it's going to be just a stock graphic?
Well, the graphic here now is like we know it. It, of course, is adapted in terms of content. We do not need all the maybe driver assistance systems, radio systems in the car, so that's all not visible. Now, optionally, you can also get additional data logger for more in-depth on the temperatures, etc. But we're working very good with different markets, with different race promoters all over the world to organize cups specifically for this vehicle. Also championships, endurance races, everything what we can do.
8-speed automatic, so no manual.
Correct.
That would have been cool though.
Correct.
That would have been pretty cool.
But save the manuals, eh? We say it always.
Pretty cool, you know. 4-cylinder with the manual would have been cool.
Yes.
Okay. Anything inside that's interesting?
Well, first of all, this is still the development car, so you might see some cables that are not in the position yet. It came from testing. It will go back to testing because we're finalizing the complete concept. But for the rest, we see the areas here for the hands. You can close this off. The fuel cell is visible in the center, but for the rest, I would say it's pretty much a race car.
Opening the trunk, a no-go today?
It is a no-go today.
Another trunk, the hood, sorry, to see the engine.
In the front, no. Let's keep it closed for now.
Okay.
Like I said, it comes straight from the track.
Got some more secrets, to hide. Okay, so let me close this up.
Secrets.
Tell me what else it's on the car that's unique for racing, because I'm assuming there is a lot more than what we just described. So when you talk in terms of like suspension maybe, or anything that's...
Yeah, of course.
We heard it from other racing cars too.
Well, we're working with KW as our partner for the suspension. So we have KW coilovers with the GT3 technology that we know from the GT3 vehicles. But we do not have the, the adjustable damping, etc. that you have on that car. But it is on that. Goodyear on the tires, like I mentioned already. We have a limited slip differential on this vehicle as well. Absolutely. So that makes, of course, a big difference on the vehicle. And there are parts all from BMW M, even some parts of a BMW CSL are in here as well. It's called in German the Fahrzeuglenker. Okay. To be honest, the English word I can't remember at the time, but it is really specific built for racing.
Got it. Weight?
Weight, we do not have a number for you yet.
Okay.
Like I said,
lighter than some other cars.
it
that
is
you have
definitely,
today.
it's a race car, so of course the weight
be
is very,
lightweight.
very similar. What I can say is that the power to weight ratio will be very similar to the M240i racing that we know. So
Gotcha.
they've been testing it as well, of course, also on the Nürburgring and at Duttinger. Some of us might know where it is. It topped out at 255, so I think those are very, very interesting speeds to have fun with during the drive.
Will you have different power outputs available for customers, or they only get one spec?
Great question, because with the predecessor, the M2 CS Racing, there were different power steps available, but we noticed there that it came really close to the GT4 customers that we had, or the clients with GT4 cars. So for this car, we want this to be the entry level. We offer one power output.
Gotcha. Pricing, right? I mean, everybody wants to know pricing. So I guess you said more affordable. How much more affordable are we talking about?
Well, let's put it this way. Of course, it's still a lot of money. You're getting a lot for the money, but what is important for us is that we wanted to keep the price below 100,000 euros. Of course, depending on where you live, depending on import taxes, depending on VAT in general. But the starting price from this car is 98,000 euros, which still, of course, is a sum of money, but you're getting an amazing race car for it in return, which you can drive on track days, on cups, and really the pinnacle of motorsport and BMW M in there. But the running costs during the season, those are low, a lot lower compared to the predecessor.
Gotcha. So since I'm gunning for Valentino Rossi's seat at some point when he retires and I need to train and I need to get ready, when can I buy this one?
Like I said, we're in the secret room. We're in the secret room. It's true? Well, okay. Well, I hope to see
aspirations, you know, you gotta aim high and then maybe you sell it for Kevin Magnussen or the other way around.
Well, good try. Let's see. Maybe next time we'll see your name on the window.
That dream come true. Yeah. Okay, so availability.
At the 25th of April, we will show this car, full communication. All the information will be out during the DTM in Oschersleben in Germany. From the 24 hours in Nürburgring in June, we will start selling this vehicle. And then, starting towards the end of the year, we'll start delivery of this vehicle so everyone can prepare for the 2026 racing season.
Gotcha. Well, boss, amazing. You know, car looks pretty cool. Of course, you need to drive it to experience it. You know, we've done GT4s, M4s, which was pretty spectacular. You know, you didn't want to show me that car. I guess I'll film it next. And then I will show it in the future at some point because this one comes before that. But I guess we'll have to figure out the timeline and everything else. I'm sure people will figure it out by now. But very, very cool. I really appreciate the insight and thanks for your time.
Well, great. Thank you. And let's take a drive one day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put my name on that one.
Passenger seat is optional, so we can go together.
Sounds good.
Okay. See you, man.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.